Hello class, in our last lecture we have done the equity shares, its type and the features related to the equity share, and in today's lecture we are going to see the next category of share, that is the preference shares. As the name indicates, these shares have certain preferential rights distinct from those attached to the equity shares. The shares which carry the following preferential rights are termed as the preference shares. Now, what are the preference and what are the rights given to its preference shareholder? Let us see that. The first one is a preferential right as to payment of dividend during the lifetime of the company. So here, according to this right, the preference shareholders have the right to get the dividend over and above the equity share capital of the company. Whenever the company will work, whenever the profit is there, the preference shareholders have the first right to get the dividend, and if any capital is and if the amount is available in the form of profit, then the equity shareholder will get the dividend. The next one is a preferential right as to return of capital in the event of winding up of the company. So here in the second right, during the winding of the company, after paying all the dues to the creditors, if certain amount is there, then the preference shareholders will get the first right to get the capital back from the company. The holder of preference shares have a prior right to receive fixed rate of dividend before any dividend is paid to the equity share. The dividend of equity share will keep on fluctuating. It depends upon the profit. So if the higher the profit, higher the rate of dividend will be given to the equity shareholder. Low the profit, the low rate of dividend is given to the equity shareholder. But here in the case of preference shareholder, fixed rate of dividend is being paid to the preference shareholders. The rate of dividend is prescribed at the time of issue only. They also have the right in getting the capital back at the winding of the company. We have already seen that. Normally, the preference shares do not carry any voting power like the equity shareholder, but they have the voting right only on the matters which affect their interest, such as selling of undertaking or changing the rights of preference shares and many other such issues. So if any particular thing which affects the issue related to the which affect the interest related to the preference shareholders, then their rights are given related to voting. The preference shareholders are the co-owners of the company but not the controller. Why? Because the controller of the company is equity shareholders. These shares are purchased by the cautious investor, the investor who cares about the capital, the investor who cares about the dividend over the capital. They are the cautious investors, okay, and they want to have a steady return in the form of dividend over their investment done by them in the company. So here I hope that you all are very much clear about the preference shareholders of the company. Now let us see the features of preference shareholders. The first feature is preference of dividend. Preference shares have the first charge on the distributable amount of annual net profit. The dividend payable to the preference shareholder before it is paid to the equity shareholder of the company. So here, according to the first feature of preference shares, preference shareholders will get the first priority, will be the first one who get the dividend in the form over the equity shareholders of the company, and after satisfying the dividend to the preference shareholder, and if the amount is there in the form of profit, then the dividend will be given to the equity shareholder of the company. The next feature is preference for repayment of capital. Preference shareholders have a preference over equity shareholder in respect of return of capital when the company is liquidated. Liquidated means when the company is winding up, when the company has been sold to third one. So here, when the company has been sold, when the company is liquidated, when the company is winding up, then the capital that has been invested by the preference shareholders of the company, they have the priority, they have the preference in getting the capital back. It saves the preference shareholder from the capital loss. Next is the third one, that is the fixed return. These shares carry dividend at a fixed rate. The rate of dividend is predetermined at the time of issue. So here, whatever will be the profit of the company, whatever will be the condition of the company, it does not have any kind of impact on the preference shareholder, because the rate of dividend is already being decided, the rate of dividend is already being fixed when the investor comes to invest in the preference shareholder of the company. It may be in the form of fixed sum or may be calculated at the fixed rate. The preference shareholders are entitled to get the dividend, which can be paid only out of the profit. If the directors in financial crisis decided not to pay the dividend, then the preference shareholder do not have the claim for getting the dividend. So here it says that the dividend that has been paid to the preference shareholder of the company, it should be paid purely out of the profit only. If there is a loss, then the preference shareholder cannot claim the dividend from the management of the company, and if there is a profit in the company, then the preference shareholders can come and claim the profit in the form of dividend. Let us see the next point, that is the fourth point, nature of capital. Preference shares do not provide the permanent share capital. As we have seen in the equity share, they provide the permanent capital, whereas the preference shareholder, they do not provide the permanent share capital to the company. These shares are redeemed after a certain period of time. A company cannot issue irredeemable preference shares. Irredeemable means what? The share capital which is not been repaid during the lifetime of the company. It is been repaid only at the time of winding of the company. Previously, when the Companies Act 1956 was there, the company can issue irredeemable preference shares, but when the new act has been enacted, when the alteration has been made in the Companies Act, now the company cannot issue irredeemable preference shares. The company has to issue redeemable preference shares. Redeemable preference share means it can be repaid at the time of maturity. For the investor will invest the capital for 10 years, for 20 years, for 30 years, and that need to be paid at the time of maturity. Preference share capital is generally raised at the later stage when the company gets established. These shares are issued to satisfy the need for additional capital of the company, and preference share capital is safe capital, and the rate of dividend and the market value also does not fluctuate much. Let's see the next point, that is the market value. Market value of preference shares does not change, as the rate of dividend payable to the preference shareholder is already being pre-decided, already been predetermined, already being fixed. The capital appreciation is considered to be the low as compared to the equity shareholder. If the profit of the company is good, if the business of the company is good, then there may not be much appreciation in the market value of preference share, whereas we can say tremendous improvement and appreciation in the market value of equity share. Let us see the next point, that is the voting rights. The preference shares do not have normal voting rights. They do not enjoy the right of control on the affairs of the company. They have voting rights only any resolution of the company directly affecting their rights. So here, as we have seen in the equity shareholders, they have the normal voting right. They can go and attend the meeting, they can vote in the meeting, they can set the proxy in the particular meeting, they can inspect the books of account. So like that way, the voting right is not given to the preference shareholders of the company, whereas they have certain rights only on the matter that will affect the interest of the preference shareholders of the company. I hope that you are very much clear. Example given here is change in the terms of repayment of capital. Dividend payable to them are at the arrears for last 2 years consecutive years. So here change in the term of repayment, if any policy is been revised regarding the repayment of capital, and if it have any kind of impact on the preference share capital, then they have the right to vote, or they have certain rights related to this particular issue. And the dividend payable to them and the arrears, if the dividend is not been paid from last 2 years, and if it is in an arrears stage, then they also have the right related to getting the dividend. So they will vote on two such important conditions, and normally they don't go and attend the meeting, they don't vote in the meeting. The next point, 7th point, is risk. Investors who are very cautious, the investors who are very much care about the capital invested in the company and over getting the dividend on the over the investment in the company, these kind of investors is known as the cautious investors. Cautious investors, the people who cares about the capital, the people who cares about the dividend. So when the people who cares about the dividend, when the people who cares about the capital, and if the people don't want to take any kind of risk related to the capital invested in a particular company, then this kind of shares are being preferable to those kind of investors. Generally, the purchase of preference shares are very safe capital, and there is a steady return on the investment, which is an advantages attached to the preference shares. These shares are the boon for shareholder during the depression period when the interest rate is continuously falling. Boon means, here the term boon means, it is like, we can say, it is like a blessings. It is like a blessings to the preference shareholders when the period of depression is there. In that particular period, there the preference shareholders will get the continuous dividend, and their capital is also being safe and secured. Let us see the next one, that is the face value. Face value of preference share is relatively higher as compared to the equity share capital of the company. The normally face value of preference share is at rupees 100. We have seen the face value of equity share. The face value of equity share, from it can be from 1 rupee to 10 rupee. Normally the company fix the face value at rupees 10, but here the face value of preference share is rupees 100. It cannot go beyond 100. So here if you want to purchase one share of preference share, one preference share, you have to pay rupees 100, and it multiples of rupees 100 related to the shares if you wanted to have it from the company. Let us see the next point, that is the 9th point, right or bonus issue. Preference shareholders do not entitle for right or bonus issue. As we have seen in the features related to the equity shares, there the equity shareholder have the right issue. Right issue means what? Whenever the company issue the next lot of equity share, they will first go to the existing equity shareholder of the company, they will give them the offer related to the new issue, and if they doesn't exercise this kind of right, then the board of director will issue the shares to somebody else, that is the third party. And the next one, that is a bonus issue, means whenever the company wanted to use the capital which is available in CRR, the company will issue the bonus, that is the giving the 1 or 2 share in a free of cost to the existing equity shareholder of the company, and that is being given to only equity shareholders. Preference shareholders do not have such right of getting the bonus share. So here right issue as well as bonus issue is not been given to the preference shareholders of the company. The last point is nature of investor. Preference shares attract moderate type of investor. Moderate type means what? The person who don't have the capacity to take much risk. They can take the risk, but only in the calculated manner. So here such kind of investors who are very conservative in nature, who are very cautious in nature, the interest of the capital and the safety of the capital, and they want to have the steady return on the investment, then these kind of shares will be allotted to such kind of investors. So I hope that you all are very clear related to the features of preference shares. Let us revise once again. Features, there are total 10 features are there. First one, preference for dividend, they have the right to get the dividend. Second one, preference for repayment, they have the preference in getting the capital back during the winding up of the company. The third one, fixed return, the rate of interest is already been predetermined and it is already been fixed, and whenever there is a profit in the company, they have the right to get the dividend first. The fourth one is the nature of capital. The nature of capital is not permanent, they have to be repaid after a specified period of time. Next one, market value. The market value of preference share does not change because it does not have any kind of impact of the performance of the company. Because of this reason, the capital appreciation and because of fixed rate of dividend, the market value doesn't change much. The next one is the voting rights. Preference shareholders do not have normal voting right, but they have certain rights only on the matter that will affect their interest. Next one is the risk. The investors who are very cautious in nature, the investors who are very conservative nature, they can invest the capital in the form of preference shares, where the capital is also safe and they will also have some steady return on the capital in the form of dividend. The next one is the face value. The face value of preference share is already being fixed and it is rupees 100. It is not less than rupees 100. Right issue and bonus issue. The preference shareholder does not have the right to get the bonus share, neither they have the right to get the right issue of shares. The next one, last point, nature of investor. The people, those who are very conservative in nature, the people, those who are very cautious in nature, they can invest in the preference shareholders of the company. So I hope that you all are very much clear about the features of preference share. Let us see the next one, that is the types of preference shares. There are total 8 types of preference shares. The first one is cumulative preference shares and next one is non-cumulative preference shares. So let us see the first one. Cumulative preference shares are those shares on which dividend goes on accumulating until it is fully paid. This means if the dividend is not paid in 1 year or more than 1 year due to the inadequate profit, then it is unpaid dividend get accumulated. This accumulated dividend is paid when the company perform well, and the arrears of all the dividend which is need to be paid by the company will be paid in one particular year. Now cumulative preference share means the dividend which is not paid to the preference shareholder because of insufficient profit, because of less profit, then the particular year dividend will get accumulated. Accumulated means it will be calculated, and whenever the company will have the profit, whenever the company have the enough profit, then this dividend will be paid to the third year. For example, if the company doesn't have the enough profit on the first year, the company doesn't have the enough profit in the second year, neither the company have the enough profit in the third year, but if the company have the handsome profit in the fourth year, then the company will pay the dividend, a good dividend in the fourth year, but it will also pay the dividend of the first year, second year and third year also. So the dividend which get accumulated in the first year, second year, third year will be paid in the fourth year along with the fourth year dividend. So this is the cumulative preference shares. Preference shares are always cumulative unless otherwise stated in the articles of association. So if the person wanted to invest in the preference shareholders of the preference shares of the company, already this category of share has been issued to the investor where the dividend being accumulated, and if the person doesn't want such kind of share, then it has to get another category of share, and it is specifically mentioned in the articles of association of the company. I hope that you all are very clear related to the preference shares, cumulative preference shares. Let us see the next one, that is non-cumulative preference share. Dividend on these shares does not get accumulated. This means the dividend on the shares can be paid only out of the profit of that particular year. The right to claim the dividend will lapse if the company does not make enough profit in a particular year. For example, we have seen in a cumulative preference share. Let us see the same example. If the company doesn't have the good profit in the first year, if the company doesn't have the good profit in the second year, if the company doesn't have the good profit in the third year, but if the company have the handsome profit in the fourth year, then in non-cumulative preference share, company is not liable to pay the dividend of last 3 years where it does not have enough profit. The company will only going to pay the dividend on the fourth year, that is in the year where it has a handsome profit. So here the last 3 years dividend which is not been paid by the company because of inadequate profit, that 3 years dividend will get lapsed, and the fourth year where the company have the handsome profit, that particular year the dividend will be distributed, the dividend will be given to the preference shareholders of the company. So I hope that you are very clear related to the cumulative preference shares and non-cumulative preference shares. Let us see the third one, participating preference shares. The shareholders are entitled to participate in the surplus profit besides the preferential dividend. The surplus profit which remains after the dividend has been paid to the equity shareholder, after a certain limit it is distributed to the preference shareholders of the company. Now here, as we have seen and we have learned that whenever the company issues the preference shares to any particular investor, the rate of dividend is already being fixed, it is already been pre-decided. But if the person purchases participating preference shares, then what benefit this particular person will get? In that particular year where the company have more than the expected profit, that is super profit, in that particular year the rate of dividend which is being pre-decided, the company will give the dividend more than the predetermined rate. That means the participating preference shareholder, what it will get? It will participate in that particular profit of the company which is being there in that particular year. So here participating preference shareholder will get the surplus dividend, that means the best dividend according to the profit of that company in that particular year. The next one, that is non-participating preference shares. These preference shares are deemed to be the non-participating. If there is no clear provision in the articles of association, these shareholders are entitled to fixed rate of dividend prescribed at the time of issue. It means in the non-participating preference shares, the preference shareholder does not have any kind of right to get the extra interest, to get the extra dividend in which the company have made the profit in the year in which the company have made the super profit. So here if the profit is over and above the expected, then non-participating preference shareholder will get only the dividend which has been pre-decided, which has been predetermined at the time of getting the preference shares. So here non-participating preference share cannot participate in the excess profit of the company, whereas in the participating preference shares they can participate in the excess profit of the company, they get the dividend more than the expected rate. But in non-participating preference shareholder, if they doesn't participate in the excess profit of the company, they will only get the dividend at the predetermined rate. The fifth one, that is convertible preference share. These shares have a right to convert their preference into the equity share. The conversion takes place within a certain fixed period of time. Now here the advantage of this kind of preference share is what? The investor in the preference shareholder, if they wanted to convert their shares into the equity share, their shares will automatically get converted up to the amount that is being paid by the investor in the form of preference shares to the company. So whatever the amount is been invested in the form of preference share, at a specified time of maturity, the management of the company will exercise their power after the consent of the investor, and the shares will be automatically converted into the fully paid up equity share capital of the company, the preference share certificate will be cancelled and the new equity share certificate will be issued to the investors of the convertible preference share. Whereas in the next point, that is in the sixth point, non-convertible preference share, these shares cannot be converted into the equity share. So here in non-convertible preference shares, they do not have the right, they do not have the privilege of converting their capital into the equity share. If the investor of non-convertible preference share wanted to convert their share into the equity share, first they have to get back their capital from the company. They have to give a new application for the equity share to the management of the company. If the management give their consent, then the company will issue new equity share to the non-convertible preference shareholders of the company. The seventh point, that is the redeemable preference shares. These shares which are redeemed after a certain period of time are called as a redeemable preference shares. So here, as we know that this is not a permanent capital for the company, there has to be a specified maturity, the year at which the capital have to be repaid back to the investor. So here, if the capital is been invested for 10 years, then after the 10 years the company have to give back the capital to the investors, and this kind of share is known as a redeemable preference shares. A company limited by shares, if authorized by the articles, issue redeemable preference shares. Such shares must be fully paid. These shares are redeemed out of the divisible profit only. The shares which has been redeemed to the preference shareholder, that has to be done out of the profit only. The company cannot use some other funds to redeem the preference share. They have to redeem the preference shares only out of the profit, okay, or out of the fresh issue of shares made for this purpose. So here the company at the specified time, at the time of maturity, they have to give back the capital to the investor, and that is known as a redeemable preference share. And the next one is irredeemable preference shares. Shares which are not redeemed, that is payable only at the time of winding of the company, are called irredeemable preference shares. These shares in irredeemable preference share, these shares cannot be redeemed to the investor during the lifetime of the company. Such kind of capital will be repaid to the investor only at the time of winding up of the company. But according to section 55 subsection 1 of the Companies Act 2013, a company cannot issue irredeemable preference shares. So here, according to the amendment in the Companies Act and according to section 51 subsection 1, now the company is been forbidden of issuing the irredeemable preference shares. Now the company cannot issue irredeemable preference share. If the company issuing the preference share, they have to issue the redeemable preference shares. I hope that you all are very much clear about the types of preference share. Let us revise once more. Cumulative preference shares, non-cumulative preference shares. Cumulative preference shares, the capital will be accumulated and it has been paid after 2 years or after 3 years of all those relevant years in which the dividend has not been paid. Non-cumulative, if the dividend is not paid in 2 years or 3 years, then that particular year the dividend will be lapsed, and if there is a profit in the company, the investor will get the dividend only in that particular year. Participating, the participating preference shares and non-participating preference share. Participating preference share will have the right to participate in the excess profit of the company. They will get the dividend over and above the specified rate which is being determined during the time of giving the shares. And non-participating preference share means what? They do not have the preference, they do not have the right in participating the excess profit of the company. They will get the dividend only at a predetermined price which is decided during the giving shares to the preference shareholders. The next one is a convertible and non-convertible preference share. In convertible preference share, the shares are converted into the equity share after the time of maturity. And in non-convertible preference share, it is not converted into the equity share. If the person wanted to convert their shares into the equity share, they have to get back their capital from the company. They have to give a new application to the company in the form of equity share, and after the approval of management, the person will get the equity share. The next one is a redeemable and irredeemable preference share. The company have to redeem the preference share during its lifetime and that particular time of maturity. So that is known as a redeemable preference shares. An irredeemable preference share means what? The company will not going to repay the capital back to the investor during its lifetime. It can be repaid back only at the time of winding up of the company. And now, as per the Companies Act 2013, Section 55, Subsection 1 of the Companies Act, now the company is been forbidden of issuing the irredeemable preference shares. I hope that you all are very much clear about the types of preference shares. Thank you, students.